we're going to talk about, so tonight we're going to talk about Mary Kay's like eyeshadow system and how to recommend color looks for your customers, for your, how to pick color looks for yourself, that kind of thing. So one of the things that our team has been talking a lot about is learning how to earn the customer, right? Like where we don't just expect that people should buy from us because they're our friends or family or because like we offered them a pampering session and a gift card. No, no, no. We have to earn their business. And part of earning their business is positioning ourselves as experts in what we do. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a new consultant, I can't be an expert. You can, because part of being an expert is just like being friendly, being helpful, being confident. It's not that you know everything about everything. I don't even know everything about everything. I know a lot of things about a lot of things, but I don't know everything about everything. And so these product knowledge things that we do are designed to help you, position yourself more as that expert. Same with that April workshop that we're going to be doing later this month with skincare, right? So tonight is just about mostly eyeshadows, but I have some other nuggets in there for you. And so sometimes when you hear me say something and you're with a customer and you want to sound really smart, like just repeat the things, right? So that's what these are for. That's like how I got really good at recommending things is I would go to other people's parties and I would hear the things that they would say and I would just steal, cherry pick little nuggets from each party that I was like, ooh, I still do that. Like I hear my friends teach skincare and I'm like, wow, that's totally different than how I do it. But I love what she said about that one product. So if you haven't watched anyone do a party, I would highly recommend coming and watching. You're always welcome to watch me. You can watch one of our offspring, directors or someone, like Anna's out in New York. So New York people can watch her party. If you want to go see, I bet Katie would let you come watch her do a party. She's probably sweating right now that I said that. Misty would let you watch one of her parties. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I learned as a new consultant to get good was I would just kind of like take little things that I would hear here and there and patch it together and it sounded really cool. So we're going to talk about eyeshadows tonight. So first things first, I want to talk about our compacts and eyeshadow holders, okay? Because I feel like there's a lot of selling opportunities that we kind of miss. Upselling opportunities, regular selling opportunities with compacts. So first off, I call this the Mary Kay laptop, right? This is the mothership. I almost want to make a meme that says, you're not a beauty consultant unless, and you have at least one of these. I actually have two of these. I'm thinking about opening a third. That's right, ladies, a third. I have one just for travel. I have one in my bathroom, and then, yeah, look at Amanda. See, you're not a beauty consultant unless. Just kidding, you are, but you know what I'm saying? Like goals here. And this guy, this whole stinking thing is a magnet. This is actually my personal one, okay? So this whole square is a magnet. And yeah, you can put your eyeshadows and like, everything's got a magnet, whatnot. So I call this the Mary Kay laptop. That's not actually what it's called. But again, okay, even just calling it the laptop and when you're selling things, it's like, oh, look how thin it is. This thing is actually really easy to travel with because, your bigger purse, your backpack that you take on the plane, I just like stick it in right next to my book or my date book or what, depending on what kind of trip I'm going on. Obviously, if it's a work trip, it's next to my date book. And then you want to like suggest ways that people are going to get benefit or have ease in their life because of the Mary Kay laptop. Like it's all in one place. You don't have to go searching for all your stuff. You just grab your laptop, you're good to go. And so this is called the Mary Kay Pro Palette and it retails for 28. Oops, upside down. Retails for 28. I should have wiped the fingerprints off, for goodness sakes. Empty. Then we have the mid-size compact, which is called the Perfect Palette. This thing is so cute. So again, this is one of my personal ones. One of them. One must be specific. I think I have like 4 or 5 of these, because why wouldn't you? I don't know. So this has the 2 magnetic squares in it. And again, this is 3 eyeshadows, cheek color, and then contour highlight powder. And it's got a mirror. So this is the only one we have that has a mirror. So that one's nice for that. And then we have the little petite palette. He's so cute. Look at him. So cute. Now, I actually think, so this palette holds 4 eyeshadows or a cheek color and 1 eyeshadow or a contour and 1 eyeshadow and whatnot. I actually think that we sometimes miss out on selling opportunities with these little guys because what you could do, here's one thing that I know about most women that we are in the space of. They have a lot going on in their life, right? They got kids, they got grad school, they've got jobs, they've got bills, think of all the things, right? The last thing that they want to do is pick out, I mean, most women, there's that 1%, and I love those ladies that want to pick them. The last thing that group wants to do is pick out every single eyeshadow color and thing that's going to go in this thing, right? So we miss big selling opportunities when we don't pre-fill compacts or make like pre-filled looks. So if you saw this month, there's one called the Juicy Peach look. It's one of my faves. And they're, it's all put together and whatnot. And people love to just buy these. They're like, oh, those colors look like me. I'm game. I'm down. They just buy the whole thing, right? They don't want to have to, not every woman wants to buy a compact and then have to sit and dink around filling it with stuff. So fill it for her. Every month you could do a look of the month. That's kind of what is going on. I posted it in my customer group. So if you are not in my customer group, it's called Confidence, Beauty, and Tips with Emily. The only reason you're obviously not my customer, I don't want you to buy from me, you're consultants. But you can go in that group and use the posts that are happening in that group for your own posting in your own, customer groups. So that you don't have to think about it. So there you go. If you like to copy paste, that's what you can do. Okay, so that's how we hold the eyeshadow. So that's a selling opportunity right there. People are buying, some eyeshadows in a cheek color, hey, they come in their own little plastic clip case, but would you rather just have it all in one place? That's how I sell tons of compacts. Wouldn't you, or would you rather? I don't say wouldn't. I say, would you rather just have it all in one place? And they're like, yeah, cool. And then I go through the 3 different options or whatever options might fit what she's buying. So that's kind of great. So here's what I want to teach you about Mary Kay eyeshadow. And this has been, someone taught me this when I was a new consultant like 19 years ago, and it really stuck, and it's still true. Okay, so if you look in the back of a Mary Kay catalog at the powder eyeshadows, right? And we've got the creams too, but I'm going to mainly be focusing on the powders because I feel like you guys are masters of the cream eyeshadows. I want to talk a little more advanced glamour, and you can layer these obviously and whatnot. Is this, okay? All of Mary Kay's eyeshadows can be broken down into 3 categories: highlight colors, mid-tone colors, and accent colors. So when you guys have heard me teach eyeshadow stuff on our Facebook Lives, okay, so if people want to have really good looking eyeshadow, it needs to be a gradient going from lightest here to gradually darkest out here. And can you wear less than 3 eyeshadows? Absolutely. Do it all the time. But if someone wants to look, they want to pop their eyes, they want to look like they know what they're doing with makeup, they have special events coming up, or they just want to look good, right? We teach the dash out the door look with the cream shadows, but if you want to elevate is the word, the look, it takes 3 to really create that depth and light in your eye. So the 3 go into 3 categories. And so what I did today was I went through the catalog and created a document for you that splits all the eyeshadows into 3 categories. Now, before I show you this document, I want you to know this is in Emily Schuette's opinion. Okay, which ones are highlights, midtones, and contours. So you might see this picture and go, oh, I can't believe she put my favorite eyeshadow as a midtone and it's not a whatever. But here's what I'll say about it. Okay, I've been doing a lot of faces over the years. And there's good, better, best. And there's reasons why certain colors I haven't put somewhere. It's just like I put it on a lot of faces. So what this document does for you is you can sleep at night knowing that the colors you recommended are pretty much going to look really good on them, even though you know nothing about them, just based on the experience that I've had putting these on a lot of faces. Does that make sense? So you might disagree, and that's okay, but this is what I came up with. So thank you, Melissa. She trusts me 100%. Oh, it's funny. Okay. Bet you didn't think you were seeing that face again. Okay, so here we go. So here is the thing that I made. Okay, now I have broken it down. Let me show you this. I've broken it down into ivory beige skin tones and dark beige and bronze skin tones. Now, I'll go through that in a minute. Okay, so highlights. So these are, the color that's closest to your nose, right? And we have on my emilyschutte.com website, if you click on consultant education and then like color education, I have a bunch of documents on there in like eye shape. So if you want to learn how to like where to paint by number this stuff, and it's all broken down by highlight, mid-tone, contour. Okay, so your highlight shade is your closest one to your nose. So for ivory beige skin tones, I have Blossom, Biscotti, Moonstone, Crystalline. Oh, apparently Moonstone's popular. You get it twice. Candlelight. Now, I put these other two, Gold Status and Smoky Quartz can be, but it's going to be more of a trend look. Now, the reason I put trend look, you're not going to pick those two for a woman who doesn't wear a lot of makeup and is buying her first 3 eyeshadow look for the first time in her life. That would be a really bad idea. That is not you being an expert in what you do, right? That's like little miss, like loves makeup, wants to, just be a little bit more trendy and whatnot. It's going to stick out more is why I just sort of put that as trend look. Okay. Midtones are boring. There's a reason for that. Because midtones typically go, like right in the middle of your eye here, right? So I'm rocking, that's a pen, make sure it's not open. I'm rocking the hazelnut right here. And this part from your crease to your brow, this is not a cute part of your eye. Okay? Nobody's looking at this part of your eye and going, wow, look at that. Look at that lower brow bone, brow, right? It's not happening. We want to push this back and bring our eyelids out. And so having a midtone that's boring and matte preferably, in my opinion, matte preferably is going to do that. There are some shimmer shades on there. We'll talk about mattes and shimmers here in a second, but oh, it's like, why can't I share my screen? Okay, so I have hazelnut is number 1. So if you're like, I don't know which one to pick hazelnut, and you are not going to pick wrong. Like literally, I think every woman in America needs hazelnut in her compact. So I want you to go to bed tonight and look in your compact. If you don't have hazelnut, I might haunt your dreams because you need hazelnut in your compact. Okay, and then contour shades. This is where you can have fun. I mean, literally any of these can work for you. For the dark beige and bronze skin tones, Candlelight, Shiny Penny, Rose Gold, Gold Status, and Biscotti. Now, this is where you as the consultant come in, because more so with dark beige to bronze to ebony, which is like the super, darker tonal depth skin, you have to be smart here, right? Like you're not going to put Biscotti, which kind of has, it's actually one of my favorite color. Okay, I'm going to show you because now everyone knows what Biscotti looks like. Okay, so like this one right there. Oops, right there. See how it's kind of whitish looking? It's obviously a color for me. You're not going to put that on a super duper dark skin tone because it's going to look ashy and white and weird. Okay, so depending on where she is on the tone depth of skin tone for even the beiges, bronze, and ebony skin tones, you're not going to pick Biscotti, but oh man, a shiny penny is going to look good on any of those skin tones. I love shiny penny. Rose gold going to look good probably on any of those skin tones. Gold status going to look good on any of those skin tones. Candlelight again, so it's kind of the bookends. Candlelight and Biscotti are the two that you would maybe want to, evaluate, like how, deep does the skin go. Mid-tones. Notice how for the second category, a lot of the contour shades for the ivory beige are mid-tones here. So Cinnabar is a great one, Dusty Rose, Sunlit Rose, Mahogany, Cashmere Haze, and Soft Heather. And then the contour shades, right? So again, that's the fun color. So here's how I want you to think about Mary Kay's eyeshadows. Once you find, or you help a customer find, or you find a highlighter and a midtone that you like, all you have to do to create like 18,000 bazillion looks is switch out the contour shade. So for example, I would say my favorite My favorite highlighter personally is Biscotti. I know that's kind of weird. Moonstone is a close second, but I'll go with Biscotti. So Biscotti Hazelnut Cashmere Haze. That's actually what I have on right now. Biscotti Hazelnut Cashmere Haze. You could go Biscotti Hazelnut Soft Heather. You could go Biscotti Hazelnut Cinnabar. Biscotti Hazelnut Mahogany. I literally could go Biscotti Hazelnut, any of these colors in this thing, and it would look really good. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that make it like seem way less hard? Moonstone Hazelnut, any of these colors would look good. Crystalline Hazelnut, any of these colors would look good. That's why I'm such a fan of hazelnut, because when you get into the pinks, such as like Dusty Rose, it's beautiful. Dusty Rose is a beautiful color. Dusty Rose is a matte pink. Sunlit Rose is darker. I almost question myself sticking Sunlit Rose as a midtone because it really probably is more of a contour, but you could go light with it. But Dusty Rose is a matte pink, but like you wouldn't go crystalline Dusty Rose, which is a pink, and then I don't know, Emerald Noir. I mean, I don't know, maybe, but no, it's a no for me. I'm just going to say no. You're not going to put Green Bay Packer eyeshadow on pink and white. That just seems kind of weird. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So this is where there's a little bit of discernment. So if you're a new consultant, just know hazelnut is the bet. Like it literally looks good on every skin tone as a mid-tone. It goes with every eyeshadow. You are not going to pick wrong. And then honestly, any of these highlighters go with hazelnut. Like any of the highlighters really work. Rose gold is fun. It's just shimmery. So again, if she's over a certain age, you're not going to want to really accentuate that area. She can shimmer the heck out of the contour part. So yeah, so that's that. And then, so what I did below is I put my personal favorite look combinations, and in a second, the directors are going to share their favorite look combination, just tell you what they like to use. But these look combinations look good on every ivory beige skin tone person. Like their bridal looks, their regular day looks, I just want to look good. Moonstone, Hazelnut, and Rustic is like the surest bet out there. It looks so good. In fact, Lori Hogg, who's a makeup artist, loves that Rustic on people. Crystalline Dusty Rose Espresso. This is a great, pretty bridal look if you want to have a little more, or if you just want to have more of a little bit of a smoky eye, and then combine that pink and the espresso together. It's just so awesome. And then Candlelight Hazelnut Burnished Bronze looks amazing with blue eyes, or on anyone, but especially blue eyes. And then Blossom, which is like a lighter white color that's matte, hazelnut and cashmere haze, which is pretty much, that is what I'm wearing today. So yeah, see my eyeshadow. There it is. Okay. I do want to mention this too. So here you are, the expert beauty consultant. You know, okay, you can at least remember a highlighter plus hazelnut equals success. The other tip that I would highly recommend to just either have your makeup look better or the people that you're helping's makeup look better, you want to mix mattes and shimmers, in my opinion. Okay, this is all Emily Schuete's opinion, right? Like, so could you go 3 mattes? Sure. Could you go 3 shimmers? Probably wouldn't do it. But you want to mix mattes and shimmers. It just makes your eye a little bit more interesting. Although I'm wearing 3 mattes tonight. Well, no, I put a little bit of that Starry Night in the corner, so a little shimmery. Anyway, I think 3 mattes is better than 3 shimmers. Sometimes when you get 3 shimmers, you look a little hot messy. I'm just being honest. We get too shimmery and it's like, woo, girl. Becky had a great question. Like, is there certain, things you shouldn't wear over a certain age? One thing I do want to just mention, I feel like a lot of us who are in the 34 to 50-year-old range, there was very much a time when like shimmery silver gray colors that were like really shiny and dark were popular. And so people would wear like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? They would wear like that really silvery dark eyeshadow with like black eyeliner. It's aging us. I'm just letting you know. Okay, you want to look youthful, think young vibes. So Becky had a great question, like, is there any colors you shouldn't wear? That's just kind of a trend thing too, like, clothing styles change, so does makeup application. I would just say, Becky, anyone over a certain age can certainly wear shimmer, right? Because the shimmer in our eyeshadow isn't big glitter. It's not big hunks of glitter. It's just shimmer, right? But you wouldn't want to go three shimmers. So just, you know, and if they do have very like hooded eyes or really saggy eyes, the more mattes that you can use, the better they're going to look and lighter. Okay. As you get older, you should start lightening your makeup to look younger. Like even starting to skip eyeliner or just doing a really soft eyeliner. I've noticed some of the nationals that used to wear a lot heavier makeup have really lightened it. And I'm like, wow, they look younger. It's kind of great. So just kind of fun stuff. It's big girl glitter. Okay, so before I have the girls share, so then I have the dark beige and bronze ones. So we have gold status, mahogany, espresso. That one, friends, is actually on page. It's actually in the lookbook. I'm like, my favorite look is in the lookbook. It's on page 14 in the catalog right now. Okay, so it's just a beautiful, look at that. Look at that beautifulness looking at you in the face. Okay, so that's one of my favorite looks for darker skin tones. And then rose gold, sunlit rose, and merlot. Merlot is gorgeous. Candlelight cinnabar, shiny penny. That one's just like gold and beautiful and lighter. And then burnished bronze, cinnabar, and sweet plum. That is pretty together. It's like a smoky, purpley brown, warm, awesome. And in that one, so that last one would be really good because it's using burnished bronze as a highlighter. That's going to be really pretty on darker tonal depth people. Just because you're using like a contour as a highlighter in that situation. So the other thing I made for you, and I will post these after the meeting along with the playback so everyone has them, is again, I put my name on these so that you're not like, what? I can't believe Emily didn't put my favorite blush on there. These are just, I've seen a lot of faces, and these are the blushes that I sell the most of. So on ivory beige skin tones, hint of pink, rogue rose, shy blush, rosy nude, juicy peach. My absolute top seller is rosy nude. So again, you do your moonstone, hazelnut, something, pair it with rosy nude, girl, you're a sure thing. Like you're officially an expert right there. You just like, she gonna look good. Okay. And then lip colors. These are my most commonly sold lip colors: Unique Mauve, Fancy Nancy, Casual Rose, Boho Plum, Blush Velvet, Crushed Berry, Raspberry Ice Rosewood. And then on darker skin tones, it's Golden Copper, Shy Blush, Wineberry, Hot Coral, Desert Rose for the cheek colors. Again, you don't want to go too light. You don't want to make people look ashy. You want them to look warm and beautiful and glowy. And then lip colors is Evening Berry, Fancy Nancy, Berry Famous, Love Berry Famous. Downtown Brown is gorgeous. Beach Bronze, Spice Ginger, Berry Couture, and Blush Velvet. So Kate, what is your favorite go-to look?
Okay, so my like go-to everyday look right now is candlelight, dusty rose, and rustic. Because if I go too pink, it looks like I've been crying. So I always like to mix in a little brown to make my blue eyes pop.
Cool, that's fun.
And
So,
then sometimes when I like nighttime want to accentuate it a little bit, then I'll just do a little bit of espresso in the
mhm.
corner and it ties with all of it.
You're just proving me right, Kate, because all the colors you picked fit in those three categories exactly.
Mhm.
I'm telling you guys, this is the system. It works. Okay, so it's a lot easier. Amanda, what's yours?
Well, funny enough, I thought we were putting them on, so if I don't have any makeup on, but we're good. I'm okay with it. So weirdly enough, I'm using 'cause I love the pink. So actually everything that you said, Emily, is almost like I've actually posted about the color that I wear all the time. So I'm not I don't know if you guys remember this palette or whatever. This is my favorite palette right now. I have it broke up into here. So I'm using the Pink Diamond, Legacy Lilac, and the Iconic Pink.
Awesome.
So they actually all are matte except for the one is a shimmer
Yep.
of my highlight.
And then Anna, how about you?
So I feel like I go back and forth between two looks because I love purples, but then there's days where I'm like, okay, I don't need to go quite so much color. So for my highlighter color, I usually either go crystalline or moonstone. And then the mid-tone, I like soft heather and hazelnut. And then my darker color is frozen iris or emerald.
I love that. She adds in a little hint of purple. And again, some of it's your eye tone or your eye color. So if you want your eye color to pop, you choose a color on the opposite end of the color wheel. So if you have blue eyes, like browns and golds really do that. If you have like hazel eyes where they could be green or they could be bluish, I really like the soft heather, like the soft purples, the soft pinks, the taupes, like an espresso looks really good. If you have brown eyes, you can literally wear anything and it's gonna look good. But specifically, I think purple looks the bomb.com on brown eyes. I really like Sweet Plum is just like a classic favorite, but Merlot is beautiful, espresso is beautiful. Shiny Penny looks really good. Like there's just, yeah. And the other thing, here's the other way you're going to sound really smart, okay? So you've kind of seen me post about this, but things with warmer undertones make people look younger. Now, you might look in the catalog and go, okay, well, shoot, which colors are like warm? Here's what's really cool about how Mary Kay formulates eyeshadow. I learned this from someone at corporate. All of these, even colors you'd think are cool colors, like a blue or like a purple, like a frozen iris or a, you know what I'm saying? Every eyeshadow we manufacture, even if you perceive it as a cool color, they all are manufactured with a warm undertone so that women look younger when they wear our eyeshadows. Fun fact. Also, our eyeshadows are Chroma Fusion formula, so it's a 12-hour wear crease proof. It says 12-hour wear life proof formula, and so it's really, really finely ground pigments, which is kind of great. So, okay, so before I take Lindsay's question, or Lindsay, if you want to pop it in the comments, then I can kind of smush it in here. Here's my challenge for you watching this, right? Are you okay? So you're on, so like you're already more of an expert than we started, but are you also wearing the expert? Meaning, are you wearing a full glamour look? Or are you showing up to your parties with just like, I don't know, 8-hour old one cream eyeshadow that's 8 hours old and just some mascara, right? I get it, even if you work, it's fine, but maybe just like, you know, pop it a little bit and do a little extra. It's not like you have to sit and like put on fake lashes or anything. And it doesn't have to be super smoky or anything like that, but you just want your eyes to really pop and be their best when you are, you know, doing those appointments because people are like, whoa, she looks like she knows what she's doing. That's my thing. I like to show up looking like I know what I'm doing. So, great question. So Lindsay, this is a good question. So do you recommend having a pink mid-tone for people who have a pink undertone in their skin, or is it too pinky? Pink is big right now, girl. I say try it. And it's like Kate said, if Kate goes too pink, Kate just knows that about herself. If she goes too pink, she looks like tired. I think Kate has a much warmer undertone than you do, though. You're more of a cooler, like you burn easily kind of undertones. I would try it. But pop it maybe with some brown just to kind of balance it a little bit, or even this color, the cashmere haze looks really pretty with dusty pink too. Be like kind of that pink and gray more than a brown girl. And so that's my recommendation. I am giving you all permission. Are you ready for this? I am giving you all permission to go shopping and open some colors. Okay, so these are pretty much, this is my go-to, these are my go-to shades here. These were a limited edition palette on the bottom, but like these are my go-tos up here. So open up a bunch of different looks. And again, if you open a highlighter and hazelnut, you can just like play with the third option, or you know, maybe do two highlighters, two midtones, and then play around with some contour shades to match those and see what happens. So yay, Amber loves shopping and she got brave. I absolutely love that. Any other questions you guys have about eyeshadow? Was this helpful to give you some guidance on what to do? Good. Now, one thing I do want to say is those look cards that we get in the kits. Here's what's tricky about these. They're great. However, I can't even imagine trying to come up with these where they look good on both someone my skin tone all the way to like a dark ebony skin tone. So sometimes they're not my favorite because of that reason. Like, right, this is going to be really too light on someone with darker skin. And then likewise, the look with all the grays can get really hot messy on someone with my skin tone if you're not careful because it's so dark, right? So what I do is when I go to my parties, whether they're virtual or in person, I actually make little look cards. I just cut out like a quarter of a page on cardstock and just 2 sticky tape the 3 eyeshadow looks. I have a ton of these that I make up that have Moonstone, Hazelnut, Rustic, Rosy Nude, and I just pass those out at my parties if I'm doing a full glamour party. Or you can even open full size ones and just, you know, do a sponge tip and hand it to them out of that too. So there's lots of ways that you can demo our eyeshadows, but I just want to mention that these can be a little tricky. If you are going to use these for like virtual parties, my recommendation is to get the green eyes look, which is the one that's like Blossom, Sunlit Rose, and Merlot, because that look looks the best on most skin tones and people can handle it. That makes sense. Like this one's got green, so it's pretty. It's just going to be kind of a trend look for most people. But that one with the Merlot is really, really pretty. Oh, now I was going to show you something else. Let me show you this other thing really quick. We have this thing called the Mirror Me app. Okay, I'm going to attempt to switch without hanging up on you. One other tool you can use to help you with color, there's a reason I popped over to my cell phone, is the Mirror Me app. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen to show you this. My entire screen, start. Okay, so first you have to download it. So it's this one right here. It says Mirror Me with the lips. So you click on it and you can upload a photo of you or your customer. So I happen to take a photo of me without much makeup on. Is that the one? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and so you position it, you hit okay. And then here's what's cool. You get to see the process again. We'll do this one's nice and bright. Here we go. Okay, so you upload a photo of you or your customer, and then you can click on, like if you want to see what would I look like in this, let's see here, this bright lipstick. Oop, it puts it on me. Oop, there's that one. See how I look? I do not look good in brown. Well, that's bad. Okay, you can also click on this thing and click on entire makeup looks. So these are like trend looks. So it'll put the eyeshadow, it'll do all of it. See how the eyeshadow is changing? And so this is a fun way, and your customers can download this for free and try on different looks and colors. So if she's, you know, wondering what something might look like on her, this is a great way to do it. So I'm going to switch back. I didn't hang up on anybody. So how many of you are using that Mirror Me app? Okay, some of you do. Okay, so just